guys.
It's Monday. It's Monday. I'm feeling juicy. Those are called dad noises. What is going on, crypto fam? Happy Monday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I'm one of your co-hosts, David, and we are coming at you from our studio here in super hot city, Las Vegas, Nevada, with our week daily live show. Before we get into content, quick disclaimer: nothing that anyone says on this channel or even in the chat should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research or just Google it, which is part of the research. Anyways, with that out of the way, I'd like to introduce you to the champ yet again. This man doesn't know how to lose except to David. Big Rob, what's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, and the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Now, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams. We also do deep dives that we don't do anymore. And we also do other content. So you're going to be catching a lot more of our shorter videos that obviously aren't live throughout the week. We got one coming up after the live stream today, and a few more to come throughout the rest of the week as well. And then, if you guys could do me a favor, don't make me check the analytics to see how many likes we got. Did you just like the video, David?
No, I'm checking the analytics to see how many likes we got.
All right. I was going to say, don't make me do it because I will pull it up. So if you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and like the video because...
Guys,
you like me?
We have breaking news. Rocco, can we maybe implement a breaking news banner one of these days?
Absolutely.
Put it on Robin.
Okay.
Robin has clothing other than Raiders gear, guys. No Raiders gear today. Wow, Robin. Yes.
And so this is the Vitalik Buterin head. David is so clueless. He's like, what is that, Julius Caesar? I'm like, no, it's Vitalik, bro. Get out of here.
Okay, bro.
So anyways,
How was your guys' weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend? Robin, how was your weekend? No one cares. My weekend was okay. Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day again to all you fathers out there that put up with your kids when we don't have to. We shouldn't have to put up with these kids, but we do.
You know, I saw an interesting analytic on Father's Day yesterday. So it ranks number 20 on the American holidays.
And where does Mother's Day rank?
I know it's not an American holiday.
And where does Mother's Day
only
rank?
But I'm not exactly sure. But it is above Father's Day. So first of all, which I agree it should be. But here's the thing.
We always get the short end of the stick, man.
Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, all ahead of Father's Day. But you know what else?
That's some bullshit.
You know what else came in above Father's Day? Take a guess.
Hold on.
Cinco de Mayo.
Are you kidding me?
And St. Patty's Day. Literally.
St. Patty's Day.
Like, we're below that. We're below that.
That's so messed up, man.
Yeah. So anyway.
That's so messed up. You know, us dads.
Father's Day. Nobody drinks on Father's Day.
No one drinks on. Yeah. It's Father's Day. What are you cooking today, honey?
Is the fathers are usually the ones that make the holidays like work. You know, we're the ones out in the, grilling,
barbecue.
You know, we're the ones that are like, got to go out shopping and
throwing our kids in the pool,
making reservations. So, anyways, the fathers are usually the ones that are orchestrating the.
We're the conductors.
The holidays, yes. So
call us the maestros.
When it's our day, everybody takes a day off.
You know what? I want to kick this show off, and I want to laugh. You guys want to laugh a little bit? Let's laugh. Rocco, pull up my laptop. This is a protest. Pay attention to the signs, please. Rocco, take my face away. Pay attention to the signs.
NFC, not for me. 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 NFC, not for me.
So, apparently, God hates NFTs, which I don't think he does. But then again,
Hold on. Did you see that sign? Somebody said
Vitalik is the Antichrist. Did you see this? Look,
No,
go back
no.
to my laptop. Go back to my laptop. Look at this. It says Vitalik is the Antichrist.
There's a better one. Like, scroll forward though. There's the
Ban Atom Bomb Squad.
No.
Make fiat great again. Make fiat. Crypto is a sin city. It
There's
says.
the anti. Did you read that one?
Anti-masker?
No. Anti-metamasker.
Oh my god.
Why they are all
Anti-metamasker.
Very
Oh,
creative.
this is
So,
gold.
Yeah, they're outside the NFT convention there.
What does it
in
say?
New York.
Repel it or repent it or get rugged. Ethereum is anti-American. Did you see this one in the white right here? Yeah. So there you go, guys. Some Monday morning laughter for you.
Like, what are y'all doing in your lives, man?
This is what people have time to do this, but these are also the same people that probably sit at home and say, "Oh, I'm broke. I don't make any money. Blah, 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 blah." Find a job, you grouch. You like Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah. You treading. You're in
What?
deep water without a raft here. I'm just
I'm
choose
that's
carefully
as far as
how you endorse.
as far as I'm going.
Okay.
His comedy is funny. Okay, that's all I will say. Anyways,
Once again.
that's all I got.
Yeah. All right.
What you got?
So.
called,
Roll call.
roll call. Yeah.
All right. So roll call. So Stereo 2 doesn't count because he's in the studio. So
Wow,
Broke
that's
Yoshi
me-
first.
That's
in,
messed up, dude.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're glad to have Stereo 2
was
here.
testing.
Welcome back, Stereo 2. Bota Jade.
But it's,
So very excited to have Stereo 2 back in the studio.
Also, big shout
after
out
a week.
to Eddie and Chris last week. Holding it down. Holding the
Yes.
fort down.
You did a good job.
I gotta think.
The stream was it didn't go down. Well, kind of did.
It did a
somewhat,
little bit
but,
on Wednesday.
well, the video
Anyways.
went down, but we bought a bunch of new video equipment. So
Yeah, we spent more money. It's great.
yeah. So you know what happens when you buy new video equipment and then change the PC over the weekend. You come in on Monday and things break. So hopefully we get through the show.
You just
without a
jinxed us.
crash.
Knock on wood at least.
And yeah, these aren't wood. These desks are made of like
Fiberglass.
there's something weird. Now, so Broke Yoshi first in the chat. Hola, my dude. Round of applause. We got an applause button over there
do.
now. There it is. And now we got Why You Loud Gang. We got Marky Mark, Sir Babe, and then
Damn, Daniel.
Daniel.
That's it.
We got
Strictly
Strictly Sports and Lala.
La
A little quiet in the chat today. So we are setting a new level today.
We are.
We are setting a 50
burger.
burger. So if we get 50 people in the chat, we're going to open up this damn club. We're going to kick the door down. We're going to have a party. Because
Literally, I'm going to kick the door.
please don't. Now, so yeah, if you're not familiar with the club thing, y'all, for those of you who already know, when we get to a certain new threshold of new viewers, we celebrate our success and our growth of our community, and we throw a Vegas party, pop some club music on, throw some emojis on the screen.
One of these
have a good
days,
time. So-
one of these days, we're going to bring in some special for the club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So like actual bottle of champagne or something?
Something like that, yeah. And just spray it on all the equipment and then go out and buy a new one.
That's a great idea.
It's a great way to waste $100,000.
All right.
Uh,
All right.
right.
So yeah, and so if you guys haven't liked the video, like the video, and if you're active in the chat, YouTube likes to promote us, so just start spamming stuff in there.
Also, if it's your first time here with us at Sin City Crypto, please drop a hello in the chat. We would love to personally welcome you to our amazing and growing community. That's it.
All right. So where's Bitcoin? Man, we had a dump over the weekend. We hit 2020. So in the age of 2020 and beyond, we hit new all-time lows. And so we got $17,000 Bitcoin, bro. Can you believe it?
I can.
Well, technically, we actually hit that.
We did hit
2020, but early 2020. But anyways, so yeah, $20,000 Bitcoin is where we're at now. Pulling up the laptop, we got $20,306.37. And looking at the 7-day, we're gonna kind of take a look here. Now, we bottomed out at 17.8. I saw as low as 17.6 on some of the exchanges. So basically, the question that we have, and the kind of the premise behind the thumbnail was, is this the bottom? Are we going to bounce? And, I've come to this conclusion that at this point, it's all about percentages, right? And if I had to put a percentage, was 17,000 the bottom? Will we test it again? Will we never go under 17,000 ever again in the future of Bitcoin? Perhaps. Now, do I think we'll go lower? I think we probably will. So if I had to put an estimate on it, I say 25% chance this was the bottom. But I think 75% chance that we will be testing the 16K, 15K. And one thing that I think that maybe David and I will actually agree upon is that if this was not the bottom, was that the bottom is probably pretty close, and we're pretty close to it. So
I've been talking about 16,500.
If you're looking to get into Bitcoin, I mean, you don't see a sub $10,000 Bitcoin, right? But I'm just saying realistically. I mean,
without a super black swan event.
If you had to pick a side, minus 10,000 or above 10,000,
I'll go above.
Yeah, okay. So we're not realistically. So obviously, it's not going to be $10,001. So we're pretty damn close to the bottom at this point. And so if you're looking to get into Bitcoin, I mean, if you wait longer, I was talking to who was it? Anyways, one of our friends came up to me. He's looking to buy some Ethereum. He's and he's getting all hyped up on Ethereum. He's got some cash on the side. I'm like, okay, cool.
Alan?
Yeah, Alan. And he's looking at it. He's like $900. And I'm like, hey man, you said you were trying to get Ethereum. Now's a good time. Not financial advice for him or for our audience, but I'm like, if you are targeting Ethereum and that's what you want to do, my own personal advice out of the equation, if that's what you're trying to pick up, and you're asking me if that's a good price, hell yeah. And then I'm like, $900 Ethereum is a steal. It's a steal. I mean, if you look at the short-term history from 2020 and beyond, it is absolutely a great value. And we see the roadmap. They got major upgrades coming up. And so his reply to me was, well, don't you think it'll go lower? And I'm like, that's it right there. That's a mentality that you all get burned on. You're holding that $60,000 Bitcoin, and you're like, well, it's going to keep going up. Right. And you're looking for an entry point, and you're like, well, it's going to keep going down. And that's what happens at the top. You hold for too long, and you look back, and you got the $20,000 Bitcoin. You did not plan on hodling for whatever reason. Let's just say you had a short-term mind frame, and now you're selling at $20,000. And you're like, man, I should have sold at $60,000. You're in this situation. If you're looking for your entry and your exit points, just take the value. The value is there. The value of Ethereum, the value of Bitcoin, and pretty much any token that you're looking at, it, even in traditional stocks. The value right now is that, yes, there's good value, and yes, it could probably go lower, and yes, it more than likely will go over.
What about SHIB?
SHIB too? Yeah, throw that thing in there. So, so at the end of the day, right now is just a good time to be into crypto, as long as you're not trying to sell. And so, if you're looking for your projects, if you're looking, just pull the trigger, man. Just don't put it all in at once. Just DCA, man. Just take your time.
So here's some fun. So pull up my laptop record. So I got Google pulled up. Okay. So what are people searching? So if I start typing Bitcoin is bam, look at that. The top four. Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is crashing. Bitcoin is going to zero. Now, if you haven't been in our space for a while,
what is this Bitcoin island though? That's what I want to know.
Where? Oh, that's probably the El Salvador thing. Ooh, a small private island in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean will soon become a crypto haven.
Well.
has been named Satoshi Island.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
is, man.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Can we go visit?
Okay.
How did we
Okay.
get there?
That's pretty dope. Looks like a guitar pick. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that if this is your first foray into the crypto world, if this is your first bear market, this is nothing new. This is nothing that the veterans are even remotely concerned about. You're going to see more and more mainstream media talk about Bitcoin is dying, Bitcoin is going to zero. We told you so, blah, 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 blah. Same rhetoric, different cycle. So just be mentally prepared. Don't listen to them. Don't freak out. They don't know as much as you do. I mean, if you're watching the show, if you're on YouTube and you're staying in the know and up to date recent events on crypto and Bitcoin, you know it ain't going to zero. It's not going bye-bye. This is just what the detractors do, right? People like to be proven right. They like to think and know they're right. And so when they see a big crash, 80% down from its all-time highs, I told you so. It's not going to stop there. It's going to zero, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to them. Listen to Sin City Crypto. Bitcoin ain't going to zero. Robin?
I agree, man. I just think right now, great time to buy. Are you going to be able to time the bottom?
Hell no.
Maybe you'll luck out, but you'll never do it twice. You get what I mean? Like maybe, you're not going to hit the lottery twice. Put it that way. And you're not going to time the bottom twice. So if you try to time the bottom and try to time the top or try to buy the bottom twice, like it's not going to happen. So back to the laptop here. Taking a look at Ethereum. We are sitting at $1,115. So we did, as we mentioned, I saw Ethereum as low as like $880 at one point. Let me see, where was the bottom? Yeah, I saw it. Eight something here. 890. Woo, man, what a steal! And if you don't think this is a good deal, here 1 year ago we were at $1,800.
Well, it's an easy 5x from
Yeah,
its all-time
man.
highs.
And so if you believe Ethereum will outpace its all-time high sometime in the next 3 years, I mean, that's a 5x on probably one of the most secure investments out there. Not investment advice, once again. And then just to double back, extreme fear. We're still under a 10. Historically, great time to buy.
So we got to 6, right?
Yesterday we were 6. The last 2 days we were 6. So a lot of fear. I think the markets are starting to ease up a little bit. Stock markets actually closed today. We got Juneteenth holiday today. So shout out to the people celebrating
Celebrating what?
holiday.
Oh.
I can't really relate. So I mean, but
Juneteenth?
you know what? Yeah. But hey, respect. We need more awareness, and so yeah, much love, baby. Now taking a look at the crypto bubbles, we are in the green across the board. Oh, hold on a second.
Kenny wants us to fight. You know what, Robin? You're a piece of crap, man.
You cut it out right now. We got a new crypto fan member here.
No. That just says he's been a member for 2 months.
Oh, so he crossed the threshold? Is
You
that what
crossed
it
the
is?
threshold, Kenny.
That's what's up, my dude.
BKG.
All right. So thanks for not.
What's that avatar, by the way, when you're at 2 months?
Yeah. Oh, we got a little member thing at the bottom. Oh, that's cool. When did we get that?
Where?
Oh, it's part of the chat? Oh, okay. Oh, new member. Yeah.
Damn, okay, Rocco.
Okay, cool.
Rocco's straight fine.
So anyways, yeah, man, thanks for not canceling your subscription. Appreciate that. Muchas gracias. And then, so our big movers today, synthetics, Steppen Coin coming back around, up 20%, ApeCoin up 20% as well. Hex as well is moving up, and Curve Finance. So it looks like some of these DeFi projects are bouncing back a little harder. You got Aave and Curve in here, and yeah, I know Synthetics does a little bit of a DeFi. So, all right, and then as we mentioned, let's look at the pre-market. As we mentioned, stock markets are closed today. So taking a look at where the future is for tomorrow's opening, we're looking like we're gonna get into the green. So, as long as Bitcoin kind of holds up today, Bitcoin holds strong. If crypto holds strong, we should have a green day in the NASDAQ. So I wouldn't imagine we get any big pullbacks unless barring some new venture capital fund taking getting liquidated or something. So outside of some black swan events, we should be looking. Should have some calm days ahead. I think that's kind of what we need. We've had a big shakeout. Went from 30K down to 20K, testing 17K. Everybody on YouTube talking about liquidations and everybody's selling. And calm down. But now, are we gonna keep sliding down? Here's the question. So S&P 500 has a big milestone today, and so what it is that 43% of the trading days in 2022 came in in green. So what that means, the opposite. We've had over 50% of the days, trading days in this year have been in the loss, which mathematically speaking, more losses than gains. And so this doesn't typically happen very often, but when it does happen, happens to happen in recessions. And then the Bespoke Investment Group noted that the markets right now are taking one step forward and two steps backwards in the market. And that's kind of in reference to...
Isn't that called a two-step?
The two-step, yes. The two-step. You ever do the...
I don't dance.
No. Well, the dance that they tell you how to dance? They had at all of the weddings. That two-step this time. Boom, boom. Right foot, left stomp. Left foot, right stomp. Cha-cha now, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? That song is so stupid. Everybody loves... Why y'all put the crickets on me? What's that stupid two-step cha-cha song? Anyways, I hate
It's called cha-cha.
Is it called cha-cha?
Well, it's just called stupid song.
Stupid song. There we go. No, man, but the dance floor always fills up with that one. All right.
Well, because you got people like me who need to be told how to put their feet forward and backwards and stuff.
Yeah, you got some old guys never dancing.
You want to see me dance? You give me a little alcohol in me, then I'll start dancing. But outside of that, take me to an Armenian wedding, I'll start dancing.
I feel like every Armenian wedding, somebody's on a chair being held up, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Just my estimate, right?
In the
don't you, Rocco? Don't you agree? Armenian wedding, like when you tell me Armenian wedding, I just automatically think of a bunch of guys holding up a chair and somebody sitting in the chair, like.
What percentage of people do you think fall from the chair?
Oh,
22.5.
Oh, you got analytics on that?
Yeah, I'll pull up a chart for you guys later.
So also we got some other things popping off this week to look for. So here on my laptop, we got look for selling pressure this week ahead as investors learn the hard way not to fight the Fed. So what is this article in reference to? So Fed Chair Jerome Powell is going to be testifying before the House of Congress. So
the Democrats are going to say, "What are you doing to us? We have midterms coming."
Usually when this man gets in front and starts testifying, they start asking about inflation, what's his plan, and if dude comes out in his testimony, if he comes out and sits in front of Congress and they're like, "Yeah, what are you going to do about inflation? This is out of control." If he drops something crazy like, "Yo, we're just going to be we're going to be wrenching up this interest rate. We're going to crash the market, like we're, quantitative tightening, like we don't care, crash landing." I think he won't do that, but you never know, man.
He answers to no one.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just know that if he says the wrong thing in front of Congress, Wall Street's going to flip out, right? Because that's what they do. They look at one sentence and they're like, doomsday, meteors are crashing. And so just something to keep an eye out for. And then, oh yeah, that's the one you have. Also, we have our favorite lady here.
Janet. What's
yeah.
up, boo?
So she was on ABC. So anyways, we'll just kind of take a look at this one here, and then we'll circle back and
Wasn't
give our
she on
thoughts
her
afterwards.
thumbnail?
Stop it.
We had her on a thumbnail before.
I see what you're doing there.
We had her on. No. It was I got it mistaken. She was on another thumbnail. My bad, guys. Sorry.
Madam Secretary, thanks for joining us this morning. The Wall Street Journal reported this morning that 44% of economists expect a recession in the next year. Is that what you expect as well?
Well, I expect the economy to slow. It's been growing at a very rapid rate as the labor market has recovered and we have reached full employment. It's natural now that we expect a transition to steady and stable growth. But I don't think a recession is at all inevitable. Chair Powell, clearly inflation is unacceptably high. It's President Biden's top priority to bring it down. And Chair Powell has said that his goal is to bring inflation down while maintaining a strong labor market. That's going to take skill and luck, but I believe it's possible. I don't think a recession is inevitable.
Okay, so hold on, Robin, before you exit. Wait. Can you scroll back to where it said something about $30 an hour?
No, it's a signing bonus.
That's what I'm saying. Or whatever it was, $300 signing bonus. Let me see.
Yeah,
there you go. All right, so
that's 1/3 of an Ethereum right
the
there.
labor market is so strong that you have McDonald's offering $300 as a hiring bonus. That's how
man.
strong the labor market
man,
is.
you know what?
That is bullshit.
Dude, you know what?
Those
are some vastly underpaid
That is
people.
why
you
no
want to
one-
give a signing bonus to people at McDonald's.
That is
if
why-
anybody needs a signing bonus, it's not a CEO, it's not a board member, it's not an NFL player. You know who needs signing bonuses? People working a grill at
You know
at
when
fast
they
food
do
restaurants.
signing bonuses? When they can't find people to hire. So you're
Well,
sitting here
good,
saying
man.
the labor markets are back.
Good.
No, they're not.
Okay,
No one wants to work.
so why are you mad, bro?
I'm mad at her.
I'm saying, you know what? Signing
not
bonus.
mad at the
for
signing
for
bonus.
the
I don't
restaurant
care.
for the restaurant grunt workers, the frontline
Dude,
workers.
I'm just
there.
saying these
I'm telling you, man.
I'm just saying
Hats off to y'all, bro.
These politicians, they spin everything to fit their rhetoric. Who else is going to tell you the labor market is strong? These companies
This is
can't
literally
hire
the
people.
definition because the labor market is so strong. You have so many options that McDonald's is having a hard time filling their positions
That's
because people,
such a strong labor market.
Exactly. It
No, it's
literally is
not.
the definition of a strong labor market. Because if McDonald's can't find cheap labor because people are finding better jobs, higher paying jobs, when you can go to Costco and make $20 an hour, and you can go to Target and make $16 an hour,
So what does
why
McDonald's
would you
have
go?
to do? They have to
They
raise
need to offer a signing bonus because the labor market is so hot right now. You have so many options. Why would you settle for a minimum wage job? I mean, at this point, like, why would you have a
people
minimum
are
wage
walking
job?
away from six-figure jobs.
And they're going to other six-figure jobs. They're not retiring at 25 years old.
The labor market's screwed.
The labor market's on fire right now. It literally is.
Whatever you say.
Have you looked at jobs? Like, I know we're cush here with the studio, but I'm saying, man, like,
Did you say Kush?
my wife was looking for a job, and she was like, I was like, holy crap! She had so many different opportunities, so many different interviews. Everybody wanted to hire right there on the spot. My sister just took a job in Florida. Not only did they pay her to move, but they also gave her a signing bonus, like one of those like $20,000 signing bonuses. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's coming back to Vegas.
I mean, but she works in the middle.
She gonna
of
take us out to
industry,
lunch
so
or
you know,
what?
that's ain't no McDonald's signing bonus.
She's going to take
This
the
is
Sin City Crypto out to lunch or what?
you know, maybe she's a nutrition, so be ready for vegan and
We ain't going to McDonald's?
And yeah, we're not going to McDonald's. She literally works as a professional, telling you what to eat, how to eat right. So if you sat down with her, I'm just saying, I know your diet, bro. She would definitely tell you to scratch the Doritos and yogurt off of your off of your go-to list.
You leave the yogurt out of this. The yogurt did nothing to you. All right, what else you got? That's it?
For me, that we'll be wrapping it up on my side.
Amazing. All right, next segment. Hot take.
It's hot.
So Rob and I switched it up last minute, so I'll go first. Are you worried about Bitcoin's hash rate? Okay. Hash rate's going down. Robin talked about this on the Saturday stream. Miners are unplugging their ASICs because they're no longer profitable. So, which means if ASICs are being unplugged from the network, hash rate goes down unless new equipment is bought, more people start plugging in. But miners start selling their Bitcoin. We had one of the biggest sell-offs over the weekend. Are you worried about the mining hash rate for Bitcoin? The answer to that question for me is no. The answer is no. And there is, I believe, an article we're going to talk about with Marathon one of the biggest Bitcoin mining in the U.S. and in the world. And I'm not going to spoil that article, but what happens, the worst case scenario is Bitcoin's price goes down, hash rate keeps going back up, because now you need a substantial amount of money to be able to go in, sustain, and be able to plug into the network. When the hash rate starts to decrease a little bit, it allows for other people outside of the multi-billion-dollar companies to come in and plug into the Bitcoin network to secure the network through the hash rate. So in the long term, if the hash rate keeps declining, yes, but we know exactly why the hash rate's declining. We saw the hash rate take a massive dip during the China ban, and what happened to Bitcoin's price? It dipped, but it bounced right back up. I was on Twitter. Twitter's so toxic during bear markets. People were saying the hash rate is going to go to zero. There's going to be no miners because Bitcoin's going to go to $5,000 and no one's going to be able to mine for a profit. When you're starting to hear those things, you know we're close to a bottom. So me personally, I am not worried about the Bitcoin hash rate. I think in the short term, it's actually good that it's dipping. But long term, I'm not worried at all. Robin?
You know, as far as security for the network, we're good, man. You know, there's still a lot of miners securing the network. And then you also got all the validator nodes as well. So there's multiple layers to securing the Bitcoin network. So as far as the security aspect, I don't see any issue with it. And naturally, you do get, in the same way that the price of Bitcoin does rally up, it also, pulls back. And in doing so, the hash rate typically tends to follow. And so just natural ebb and flows. And as long as you don't see a bottoming out, obviously, if Bitcoin, say, hypothetically were to go to, say, $1,000, I know that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, if that was the case, the amount of energy needed to mine Bitcoin would vastly be out of proportion.
There's not a single ASIC unit out there that's efficient enough.
Exactly. And so at that point, you're running into situations where you're going to have difficulty securing the network, and it could be vulnerable to attacks. And, and when you say, like, how can it be vulnerable to attacks? It's because basically a corporation who doesn't care about turning a profit can just mine Bitcoin and, attack it maliciously. So think about it that way. The miners right now that are working for, doing, the standard business model, they're doing it to turn a profit. And if they turn off, then it just leaves a door open for somebody, corporation that wants to, take over the network or do something malicious. They can just not care about making a profit, and they can just attack the network by turning on a bunch of ASICs and then, attacking it that way. Now, that, like I said, that's not going to happen because the price of Bitcoin is where it is. And even if it did gradually go down to, say, like 6,000 or something like that, and then at that point, the hash rate would eventually come down, but it would be some vulnerability points in the drop-off where the hash rate still is high. Anyway, so
if we have the number one ranked country who had over 40%, I think, was it over 50 or 40% China had before the ban? It was over 50, right?
Yeah.
Over 50%. Now, numbers show they didn't 100% unplug, but 80 to 85% unplugged, and the Bitcoin's price dumped, but it came back. It's fine. I was gonna make a point, but I forgot. What's up, Algosaurus?
Bitcoin's good, man.
Yeah.
Bitcoin,
That's what I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say.
Everything's Gucci here.
With the halving 2 years away, right? And obviously the block rewards get cut in half. I would think if the hash rate starts to dip and it becomes easier to mine, or it takes less energy to mine, I think more people would want to plug in. And we're at 3.125 per block, right? Or 3 point.
The thing is, but you also got to make an investment into the ASICs. So I mean, are you going to spend $250,000 on ASICs and be like, hey, we can mine Bitcoin now, the hash rate's down, but you know that the price is going to shoot back up and the hash rate is going to shoot back up, and then you're going to have to in turn get more.
Spend $250,000. Hey, you spend $250,000. You mine, let's say, 1,000, 2,000 Bitcoin, and then you sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think
you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, we're not mining Bitcoin.
You want to go to the U.S. bank, talk about our mortgages?
Oh yeah, one more chart I forgot to pull up on my last segment here. So here, pull it up. So kind of get to circle back on the S&P 500.
Don't say circle back. That's a dumb White House press secretary, Jen Psaki. That's all she says. Yeah, circle back, circle back.
Anyways, so as you see here, these orange lines that are running vertically here,
Bitcoin?
those are bear markets. And so we've had one, you see the one on there on May of 2001. That was the dot-com bubble. There's a nice thick green band there. That was a big
Looks like an
pullback.
orange band.
Did I say green? Yeah, orange. My bad. Now, and then you have the housing crash. That was an abrupt straight down there at 2008. We had just a small little bear market, and that was the pandemic, March of 2020. And then, lo and behold, we have drawn a new orange.
Orange is the new black.
Yeah, no. So
Black Friday.
Orange is the new red, apparently.
Black
so,
Monday.
now, do you think we'll get one of these skinny lines, like skinny bear markets,
Hell no.
like we did in
Bro, we're
1987?
going to get thicker than that 2001 line.
Okay, so if that's the case, look at the size of the look at the how far we are in our orange line, and then look at how far down you go. So you just keep going down and down. So if your idea is that we're gonna paint a similar orange band as we did in 2001, then we are only 15% into our bear market. I don't think that's the case. I think realistically it'll look something more like this 2009 one. And so I think we're about 40% through, 30% through. And I don't know. Or maybe we get this big bounce back like this 1987 one here.
How? Why? How?
Well, here's the thing. You raise the interest rates, you crash the market.
You see,
you get one of these. You get one of these here.
You see the orange. You see the orange band in 73.
What about it?
That was stagflation right there. That was what percentage drop was that in the S&P? Can you see?
Yeah, no, this one's a still image, so I don't have anything here. So
Looks like about. Anyways,
yeah. So in the blue line, by the way, is the S&P 500.
well, 120 to 60. Damn.
So I don't know, man. I think we're gonna paint a at least this here.
Oh,
so something at least a bear market of this size, but if we do increase the Fed interest rate, which we're all in agreement we're gonna increase next month, and then we stop, and then maybe the markets just are absolutely on fire negatively, and we get to the midterms and all the politicians are like, yo, calm the hell down. And all of a sudden inflation numbers come down or lower. I could see a situation where they cut the interest rates, say in November, December. September, November, December.
I guess, but that would be so dumb.
And
That
then,
would be stupid. Like, I feel like they're missing the whole point, right? They're trying to get people to stop spending money, right?
Oh, they're not going to do what's in the best interest for the country. They're going to do what's in the best interest for themselves and the politicians and getting reelected. And I get it. The Fed chair doesn't, just got appointed again, or it's for a second term or whatever they want to call it, reassigned but yeah, man, I don't know. I think this recession is going to be short-lived, man.
I don't see how. Unless, I think a key factor to this whole recession thing is Russia. Russia can literally just like save the world. Just pull out of Ukraine. Stop the fighting. Let them export their commodities. Let them export their goods. You can start selling oil again.
They're going to need to rebuild their country. Have you seen the image of that place?
About Ukraine?
Yeah, there supposedly is not one bridge
Here's the
that
thing,
is
though.
in operation anyway. They blew up every single bridge, and a lot of the Ukrainians blew up their own bridges, to
stop. Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, man, it would take care of the energy crisis. It would take care of the commodities crisis, majority of it.
I actually disagree. I mean, I think it would provide relief, but I think that if that conflict or war or invasion or whatever the hell Putin wants to call it, if that were to abruptly end, I think something else would take its place. And it
Like
would be a
what?
supply chain issue from China and things like that.
But it won't be. We won't be in a worse position than we are now.
No,
during the
it'll
war.
provide relief, but I just don't think that's we were already
Heading there. I get it, but would it have been this bad though? But would it have been this bad?
No, but it still would have needed to have been.
We would have
addressed,
probably seen
and
a
interest rates would have had to
4 to
been
5% interest rate. I think no Russia
Inflation?
war. I think inflation would have been around 4 or 5%.
4 or 5%. You're
5%.
tripping, bro. We were already we literally printed to death money, and you know what? The oil prices that hasn't really been baked into the inflation.
And you know what else?
And you know what? Like I think we were heading in for some astronomical numbers, anyways. And the scary thing is that this whole conflict in Russia, I don't think this has really played out in the markets yet. I mean, they're the number one. They're the number one producer of fertilizer. So you know the cost of first of all,
You're
if
already
the yields,
seeing
the
empty
yields,
store shelves.
the yields on agriculture are going to be far lower. You got to think that you're not even harvesting yet. It's still the beginning of summer. So you're not harvesting most of your crops towards the end of the year. So they've been planted. And so if you're you're not going to see a lot of these things until later on. And so I think we were due for 8% inflation. And I think that if we didn't step in now, the CPI was going to come in at 10, 11, 12. Remember, Argentina was at 20%. We're not far off of there.
Here's the other thing that worries me too with inflation, right? Going back to the whole McDonald's giving hiring bonuses. You talked about it's a competitive job market, right?
It is.
Typically, what would they have to do? Offer higher wages to people,
Yeah.
right? And then, so hold on. Let me make my point. And in turn, if a company like McDonald's offers higher wages, do you think they're taking that out of their bottom line or their profit, or are they going to raise prices?
Their prices were raised for the simple fact that
The goods went up.
The
Right.
goods that they have.
Now add in higher wages for your employees. You think they're going to bump prices up again?
I think, yeah, of
That's
course.
inflation. It's going to
Yeah,
add to it. It's
yeah.
just it's a fucked up cycle,
That's
right?
right.
With everything going on, I feel like
But this all started with the quantitative easing,
The money printing.
the interest rate. I mean, the federal interest rate getting cut to zero, tons of borrowing from the banks, handing out money, all the money funneled into to large corporations. The large corporations got fat and bloated as far as their profits. And so the money funneled from the government to the people, pushed back into the companies, and the people didn't keep any of it. Do you have any of your money that you got airdropped from the government?
no, it's all in Bitcoin. Being serious.
So I didn't spend on Bitcoin. I got my check. I bought a new TV. My TV happened to break right in March.
No, I bought crypto.
And so
DGen.
majority of Americans, they got that money and they spent it immediately. And so we got injected straight into corporate America.
Here was a problem too, is when we got that first airdrop, a lot of places were closed. So people couldn't travel. You couldn't go overseas.
Yeah, so it didn't go to mom and pop stores. It went to big box
retailers.
retailers that could offer online shopping. So it went
Netflix
to
and chill.
Amazon, it went to Target, it went to Walmart, all the places that had websites. That's where it went. And
It was just messed up.
Yeah,
and that's what's causing inflation too. Is demand was there, right? People got money. Demand is there. We want to spend it, but the supply chain couldn't handle it. So what happens? Drives the prices up. It's like I said, this whole inflation thing is more than just raising interest rates and trying to get people to stop spending
That's
money.
what I'm saying. It's not just the Russia thing. Like and I don't think. And the scary thing, in my opinion, is that, and it's also expert opinion that the Russia conflict. Yes, we're starting to see it now, but we're not seeing the true implications of it until 6 months from now, when the crops and the yields and they're big in fertilizer, and when the shock of not exporting natural gas and all of this really plays through the system, because the economic supply chain doesn't move instantaneously. You don't raise or lower interest rates, and all of a sudden everybody's doing a different business model. So,
All right,
let's get into crypto.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's move on. All right, talking points. Let's go. Destroyer. Out here destroying people. All right, so this was in our title. Okay, SOLend, which is Solana's largest lending platform. Their users vote in favor of proposal to mitigate risk imposed by a whale. The user in question had 95% of Solana deposits in the protocol main pool and had not been heard from in 12 days. Users of SOLend, which is, I'm going to put very, very large quotation marks around decentralized protocol for lending and borrowing on Solana today, voted overwhelmingly in favor of a proposal aimed at mitigating risk imposed by a specific user with a big margin position on SOLend. If Solana were to drop to $22.30, this proposal said, the whale's account would become liquidable for as much as 20% of borrowings, which would be difficult for the market to absorb. And in the worst case, SOLend could end up with bad debt. This could cause chaos and put a strain on the Solana network. The proposal's authors said they had been unable to get the whale to reduce the risk, so it was clear that action had to be taken, and hence the vote. Well, what the hell did they vote on? Well, here you go. A yes vote was meant to, quote, enact special margin requirements for large whales that represent over 20% of borrows and grant emergency power to SOLend Labs to temporarily take over the whale's account so the liquidation can be executed off over the counter. So they are essentially voting. They voted and it passed that they are going to seize this guy's assets to prevent a big sell-off and cause the Solana network to go down. What? Go ahead, Robin.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
You get the hell out of here, bro.
If he's getting okay. Here's the thing.
Do not go down this hole, man.
Hear me out. What happens when you get liquidated? I'm just a question. What happens when that account gets liquidated? I'm just saying, like now not talking about the ecosystem, just from cause and effect. You get liquidated, you lose your tokens, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you take over the account right when it gets liquidated, you're losing your tokens anyways. So lose your tokens to somebody that has a wallet.
It is my money. You have zero right to my fucking money. I don't care. I don't care. It is my money. It is my account. You have zero right to take
let me ask you a
over
question.
management of my funds.
Okay.
I don't care the situation. If that kind of trade, if that kind of liquidation would take down the Solana network, it needs to go down. It doesn't belong in crypto.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
That is such horse shit.
No,
that's bullshit.
If your money is gone when it liquidates.
I don't care. It's my money.
Okay, no, but your money is gone.
Well, you're coming in there and you're passing a bullshit vote with a DAO you created 24 hours ago.
Okay.
On top of that,
But
98%
if the
of the
DAO
yes votes
if the
were
DAO
from one account. It's such bullshit. I don't even know how to explain it.
Okay.
Solana is a
here's
fraud.
Here's your thing.
Solana's a
You
fraud.
can be in disagreement.
Solana's a
You
fraud.
can be in disagreement with.
You're never going to convince me that it is okay
The problem
to
here-
hijack someone's account. Ever.
You're not hijacking. You're taking over somebody's account that's
You're
already
hijacking
liquidated.
their account.
No, they're liquidated.
Oh my God. You're hijacking their account. Literally what the article says. Grant emergency power to temporarily take over the whale's account so that liquidation can be executed over the counter and not on the blockchain.
If you're
Or not on the
getting
network.
if you're getting liquidated anyways,
It's not the point, man. It is the principle. Supposed to be decentralized. You're supposed to be decentralized.
Solana is not decentralized. They don't even advertise as decentralized.
SOLend says they are a decentralized lending platform.
So you'd rather them crash and everybody lose their money.
If Solana tanks because of one whale's, then yes, they need to go bye-bye.
So you're advocating for the loss of billions. So you're advocating.
This is so against everything crypto's supposed to stand for. The
But
word decentralized
Solana doesn't
mean
stand
shit
for that
anymore.
anyways, bro.
The word decentralized, what this bear market has shown us so far, that there are so many wolves or so many sheep in wolves' clothing or whatever the hell the saying is. People say they're decentralized. We're a decentralized platform, but the more and more we get
Let
deep
me
into
let me
this
ask
bear
you a
market,
question.
we see companies that are the
David,
fakes.
let me ask you a question.
Solana, none of this shit is decentralized, man.
Okay, exactly. It's not decentralized. So why pretend to be decentralized and let a liquidation cascade and just make everybody in your platform broke? Okay. Now let me ask you a question. If Terra Luna had the option of going in and changing their algorithmic stablecoin and just cutting it loose and not basically making a bunch of people go poor, do you agree that might have been a good idea?
That's not the same thing.
How is that not the same thing?
You are literally taking over someone's account.
They're going to get liquidated. They're
I
going to
don't
lose
care.
their
It
money.
is the principle. You don't take over someone's account.
Okay. Has a bank ever bought your mortgage? You know, when you're mortgaged and all of a sudden you transfer a bank?
That is not a good analogy.
It is.
No, it's
Somebody
not.
else is taking over your debt. That's all it is. In the same way that I can go in and I can buy somebody's debt. I can go to your mortgage company. I'd be like, hey, I would like to buy this guy's mortgage. I can pay for it outright and I can take over your mortgage as long as I'm like an accredited person. Now,
They don't come in there and take over your checking account and say, we're paying this much here, we're paying that much
Well,
there.
if your checking account got closed, let's say, for example, your checking account got closed and going to
put your house up for sale.
no. Instead of it going to so when it goes to collection agency, somebody
wrong.
buys your debt. Somebody buys your debt, and then you look at your credit
This is
report.
the worst
No. You look at.
This is
Listen,
such a
let me
bad
finish
analogy.
my damn thing. I'll let you finish your thing. Okay, you have debt. You owe somebody money, and let's just say you open up a credit card with Target, and you don't pay your Target credit card. Are you going to be mad that Target sold your debt to somebody else? You know what? You're in debt here. You're about to get liquidated. You owe a platform money. They sold your debt to a DAO. And now the DAO is going to take on the punch off of its platform so it doesn't collapse the whole damn network. And you know what? The thing is already not decentralized anyways. Solana doesn't come out here. Maybe this DApp comes out here and says they're decentralized, but everybody's in agreement. Solana is not decentralized. The same way OpenSea is not decentralized. So you know what? If you can take measures to save people money, I don't know why you want to make people lose money. And you know what? If all the people that are using this platform that are terrified of losing their savings and being freaking broke, I would rather me talk about this situation of a DAO overreaching than to come in here tomorrow and talk about how people lost billions of dollars. I would rather talk about that than to be like, hey man, I'm sorry. And then have 5 people in our chat being like, man, I lost so much money on Solana Land. I don't give a fuck about somebody's decentralized platform. You know what? If I could save hundreds, thousands of people, millions of dollars by simply taking over somebody else's debt, you're going to get liquidated anyways.
So where does it stop? Where does it stop, Robin?
What do you want? You're
Where does it stop?
never going to be decentralized. So what do
do
you
it
want?
Once, you're going to do it again. Where does it stop? When this guy signed up, he signed up on a decentralized protocol.
And you know what he signed up for? He signed up for when I get liquidated, I lose my money. So whether or not you lose your money to the liquidation or you lose your money to the DAO, which liquidates it anyways, so be it, bro.
Marco.
Yes, sir.
You say Solana's not decentralized. Well, guess what? They say they're decentralized. It's literally on their website. Solana is a decentralized blockchain.
They lied. But I think at this point, everybody's in consensus. And I think
I hate Solana more and more. Looking at articles
What?
and looking
You know
at
what?
news,
Here's the
Solana's
thing.
garbage.
At face value,
Solana is
at face
garbage.
value, they paint this. They tried to paint this decentralized thing. But you know what? Most of the blockchains out here are in the same damn boat. They just do a better job of hiding it. They just don't crash and turn the network on and off. And you know what? Sad to say, but 99% of these blockchains out here, 100% centralized. 100% centralized. The only thing is Solana is front and center with a lot of users, and they've had issues, and they've had to turn off their system and then turn it back on, and then people have been like, oh, you're not decentralized. And you know what? You can say the same thing about most of the projects out there. And so unless you're just a Bitcoin maxi, it is what it is, bro. And just live with it. And you know what? If we can save some people some money by taking over debt from somebody else that's already losing it, so be it, bro.
Wow. Do not vote Robin into office of any sort. He will take over your account because of his best for the game.
Don't vote David in. He'll just be like, oh, yep, sucks for you. You're going to lose all your money. We're just going to liquidate this thing. We're going to let this whole project crash. Hopefully everybody gets burned because I don't like Solana.
Interesting.
That's not a good way. You know what? I'm a man of the people. You're a man of, well, I got decentralized principle.
It's not about being a man of the people, man. It's about this whole situation is bullshit. It is your fault if you've put yourself as a platform in this situation.
They
It is
don't
your fault,
deserve
not
to lose
the whale's
money.
fart.
You know what? It wasn't.
Fart.
Fault. Did you say whale fart?
I said fart. Let's move on, though. Let's move on. We're spending a lot of time. All right. Okay. Crypto hedge fund, Three Arrows Capital. By the way, if you're not familiar with what's going on, what kind of impact it has on the crypto market, go watch the video we put out on Friday, Three Arrows Capital. It is our last video we did prior to this live stream. Well, in the Saturday live stream. Crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital mulls rescue from outside firms amid staggering losses. And where the hell are my highlights? Highlight comeback. Highlight comeback. No highlights. All right. An alien crypto hedge fund is reportedly contemplating its options with dealing with massive losses, including being bailed out by other firms. They were hit with heavy losses amid the crypto downturn. Now, they also had a lot of money tied in Luna, a lot of money tied in Celsius. And this is what Davies and Zhu, which are the two co-founders, say the firm has hired legal professionals and financial advisors to help them meet their obligations to lenders and investors. And then Mr. Davies said, quote, "We have always been believers in crypto, and we still are. We are committed to working things out and finding an equitable solution for all constituents." Robin, is it over for Three Arrows?
They done, bro.
3AC, they bye-bye?
They done, man.
They done. Yeah, I don't, unless there's a buyout. I mean, I'm in the sense, or I'm in the camp of, if you give Three Arrows Capital money, you're essentially like going to the pier in Santa Monica in California, just throwing money into the water. Oh. So ain't nobody throwing money at a sinking ship. Ain't nobody flushing money down the toilet. Three Arrows Capital, we don't know the full details as far as how much that Terra Luna fiasco hurt. And then you had the Celsius thing. But they have a lot of money. They have their hand in a lot of different top crypto projects at that. Avalanche being one of them, Near Protocol being the other. They had a lot of money in the Ethereum ecosystem. So if they go down, all those tokens they hold, because I'm assuming, and I tried to find their portfolio of tokens. I couldn't find it on the internet. I'm assuming a lot of the money they got from their investment is the tokens themselves. And so what happens if you get liquidated, you sell all your assets. That includes your tokens. So go and watch the Three Arrows Capital video. We laid everything out for you. We even had a link in that video to go and look at every single project they've invested in. And if you have money in those projects, like Avalanche, like Near, I would have a backup plan. I would be a little worried. Yeah. Robbie, got anything else to add to this one?
Nah, y'all toast, baby.
Wait, what? What?
I said y'all toast. Three Arrows. You know what? Hopefully, I'm not trying to make light. I'm not trying to make light of a situation. But
hey,
you know what, man?
Hey, I'm a believer in accountability. We all make decisions, and we live with the consequences of those decisions. So, you went ham on Luna. You went ham on Celsius. I mean, risk management, baby. Hire someone else. All right, let's move on. So this was tweeted out yesterday. Bancore, which is a decentralized platform, kind of like Celsius. Well, they just halted their impermanent loss protection. They paused it temporarily.
Which this is literally their backbone for their protocol, is that they're like, hey, we 100% impermanent loss here. Like that's like
that, and
that's their thing.
And that's what was behind their massive run up to over $220 million in liquidity locked up. So this is from their blog. Due to hostile market conditions, Bancore's impermanent loss protection is temporarily paused. Withdrawals performed during this unstable period will not be eligible for impermanent loss protection. Users who remain in the protocol will continue earning yields and be entitled to withdraw their fully protected value when the IL protection is reactivated. Now, if you're not familiar with impermanent loss, what it essentially means is when you're a liquidity provider, you put up 2 tokens, right? And when the balance is off, one gets sold off, one gets bought. And so if you're in a position where you hold a big position on the other side, that amount decreases. So the impermanent loss, think of it like gap insurance for your car, right? You buy your car 10 years ago, the value of the car goes down, but your loan might still be higher than the value of the car. So if you crash, the gap insurance comes in and pays
or
the difference.
another one that you've probably experienced. If you've used Uniswap, for example, you have that slippage. Think of that as kind of like your impermanent loss. Essentially, I mean, it's comparable. It's not exactly impermanent loss, but in the price movement in between the execution of your trade, you can lose certain percentage. 0.5%. Sometimes with big price volatility, you'll get larger percent swings. The same thing is happening on the back end to the liquidity providers. So for them, when they're messing around with millions and millions of dollars, that 0.5%. I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So
This is concerning. I know it's not a halt on withdrawals, but this is concerning.
I don't think so, because they're not. All they're really doing is they're giving up their insurance, right? And so, I think at this point, you probably don't have a lot of capital to be paying out a lot of, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're using their platform, you're providing value, you're buying their tokens, you're using their platform and things of that nature. So Bancore's basically earning money that way. And then in turn, when there's impermanent loss, they're covering that out of their own pocket essentially. And, they have a platform that mitigates impermanent loss. So that way, like, hey, use our platform, you won't get impermanent loss. If there is some, they'll cover the difference because they cover it 100%. But right now, with the extreme volatility, not really practical. And I think that they're probably taking a loss at the end of the day. Pull up my laptop real quick. So this is just their webpage. And so very first thing here. So 100% impermanent loss. That's literally like it. That's it.
That's why they went to the V3, is because of the impermanent loss. It brought so much money, so many LPs.
So, and still, this project is outside of the top 100. So it's a number 150. So it's not like I said, I don't think it's the most earth-shattering thing. You're not going to have, people that have assets on there can still withdraw. So it's not like you're basically like halting trading or anything like that. They're not taking everybody's money and running or anything of that nature. But as far as just their business model has been basically put on hold. But the people that have value in this ecosystem essentially haven't been they haven't been taken to the cleaners, put it that way. And so concerning, yes. Expected, I think. I'm not surprised. I think a lot of places, like in the same way that, like, say you do offer yields on staking, even outside of unpractical yields or whatever it is, right now a lot of people aren't making money. In the same way that we saw crypto.com, cut their yields back, or initially pretty much stop all their yields on their staking. And you're seeing that just because of a profitability standpoint. So a lot of people's features and functions, and a lot of projects that were offering money for this, or offering this type of service, I think these are going to be turned off as liquidity leaves the market. So there you go.
All right.
Then we also got somebody new in here.
I think he's been here before. I think. I could be wrong. But
Rob Leduc. Hola! Welcome to City Crypto. Or welcome back.
I like Leduc. Does I have subducts?
Yeah. And he says once the protocol changes rules, it should be a huge red flag. If they were changing rules in a bull market, then yeah. But I just think, like, you can't, if anything, is this business model, can it succeed long term? Probably not. If you got to turn it off when there's market volatility, obviously you need to rethink your business strategy, because you need to have a functioning business that works when there's a lot of liquidity. You need to have a functioning business model that works when there's not a lot of liquidity. I mean, you can look at Bitcoin as an example. We're not Bitcoin maxis here, but you can always kind of go look at the gold standard, at least when it comes to blockchain. And Bitcoin does everything it's promised to do when the price is up and when the price is down. Nothing gets turned off. Right. Nothing changes. You don't have to go in and take over somebody's wallet. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, this is decentralization at its finest. Not 100% decentralized, but pretty damn close. And so
it's the most decentralized, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is. But it's still not 100%. Nothing's 100% decentralized, with the exception of maybe air. And even then, we're adding our own little particles up in there. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right, next article. So I'm going to pull this up first. So this is all of DeFi. Okay, number one. What does that say, Robin?
It's kind of hard to read. Oh, MakerDAO.
MakerDAO. Well, guess what? They are pausing DAI deposits, citing adverse market conditions.
Yet another change. See. Now we're seeing exactly what I was saying. Like if you have yields, if you're offering insurance on this,
guys,
or whatever,
I'm gonna say it again.
Turn it off one by one.
If you have money in DeFi, pull it out. Pull it out. It is not worth the yields. I don't care how much you're getting. DeFi is too dangerous right now.
You know, real quick. I'm not. It's still on subject, but just real quick. I remember watching an interview with Michael Saylor during the run up of Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is probably at 50,000 or something. You know, Michael Saylor sitting there, you know, answering questions, and the person giving the interview, I don't remember who it was. You know, maybe I'll look for the video over the week, but. They asked him, they're like, hey, you have all this Bitcoin. Why don't you stake it or do something or make it work for you? And Michael Saylor went on this long-ass 10-minute rant. He was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth taking the risk. It's not worth lending it out. What happens if this platform... And at the time, I got alienated, bro. At the time, I was like, bro,
this guy's crazy.
I'm like, you got all this Bitcoin, man. You can get at least 3%. Lend it out to an exchange. Like... And now after, you know, the smartest people in the room
are always ahead.
They might seem a little full of themselves at some point. You're like, what is this guy talking about? But the smartest people in the room, a lot of times, sit back and listen, man. You know, your Mark Cubans, these people got to where they are because of the decisions that they made and the fundamentals behind their decisions. And a lot of the fundamentals goes to mitigating risk. And that's in life. You know, if you take a risk by drinking and driving, you know that's a bad idea.
Right.
You take risk in investing and you're going to go into this volatile asset, you know it's probably not a good idea. And so, you know, they always pay attention to...
and they're usually ahead of the game.
Yeah,
so,
but I just remember that conversation. After kind of all this stuff is hitting the fan, I always thought about it. I'm like, man, like, and I remember listening to that interview and I was just like... And I'm like, this guy, Michael Saylor, bro. I'm like, shoot, man, you be making 5% at least on that Bitcoin. And I'm like, you want to take a risk, just give it to, let Coinbase hold it or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, at this point, I ain't gonna let nobody hold my
Nobody holding my Bitcoin except my Trezor.
That's right.
All right, back to the article. MakerDAO. Oh, by the way, so Strictly Sports, I'm gonna start calling you Steph because your picture looks like Steph Curry. So Steph said, I hope everyone has all their coins off exchanges, and I'm going to agree. And the next article after this one I'm going to show you is going to tell you why. So back to the MakerDAO article. They're pausing DAI deposits, citing adverse market conditions. They're one of the oldest DAOs, and they suspended their DAI stablecoin from being minted and deposited into Aave's lending platform. The suspension came as crypto lender Celsius borrowed 100 million DAI against a collateral of staked ETH out of every 200 million DAI borrowed from Aave's ETH v2. By Celsius borrowing 100 million of DAI by depositing staked ETH, a derivative of Ethereum, which is what staked DAI is, it was exposing the lenders of DAI to the instability of the derivative token. And if you're not sure with staked ETH, or you're not sure what's going on, it depegged. It's supposed to be 1-to-1 to Ethereum, the staked ETH, but it depegged. It's about 7% off right now. So they're saying that depegging event brought the instability to the to DAI. MakerDAO will convene in 2 weeks to discuss a possible reactivation of DAI deposits. Now, this isn't MakerDAO going down. This is them taking precaution, but still citing adverse market conditions. And this is the largest player in DeFi as far as total value line.
Well, the largest player in DeFi is going to have the largest amount of accounts. And all of these DeFi platforms all are interconnected. They all borrow from one another. They're all leveraging debt. They're all transferring. They're all buddy on the back end. And this is the head of the top creme de creme. And so yeah, they're like, hey man, we're gonna halt the deposits, man. Let this thing kind of just Let it play out. Let it ease out. Because man, you want to talk about a shakeup in the market? That if DAI were to go down,
shake them up, shake them up.
DAI were to go down, where are they at on the market cap? They're up there, right?
MakerDAO,
Yeah, MakerDAO. Where are they at?
MKR. Just search it. I don't know.
Let me see.
Anyways, they're large. They're very big. They got up to over $6,200 per token. $6,200 per token.
Number 50. So number 50 on the market cap list. I mean, they got up to $6,000.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, kind of scary, man. I mean, honestly, like if you've been a little unsure of what to do with your tokens, let me make it as simple as possible. Not investment advice, but just security advice. Protect yourself. And yeah, I've already seen them.
And speaking of Robinson, we're going to move on to the very next article. That's a perfect segue. Alameda Research lends Voyager Digital. Now, if you're not familiar with Voyager, I have an account with Voyager. I believe they're a publicly traded Canadian company. Alameda Research, which is owned by Sam Bankman-Fried, lends Voyager $200 million in USDC and 15,000 Bitcoin, not dollars, 15,000 Bitcoin to safeguard customer assets during the bear market. The team at Voyager Digital Limited has announced that it has secured loans from SBF's led Alameda Research to the tune of what I just said. The team has signed a non-binding term sheet with Alameda Research to, quote, secure a revolving line of credit, providing Voyager with access to further capital. The term sheet was pursued due to the current volatile crypto market conditions. I wouldn't be... Guys, what Steph said. Get your money off exchanges. If you're not sure how... The hell just happened there? If you're not sure with... You can take it away. This is the wrong article. I don't know what happened. If you're not sure how to custody your own crypto, there's tons of videos. Maybe we should do...
Here's my question.
Should we do a video on that?
What would happen to Voyager if they didn't borrow that money?
That's what scares me, man.
You
And you
get what I'm
can't
saying?
tell me
Like-
they're the only one, right?
Like, yeah, by far they're not the only one. But what I'm curious is, okay, you ever been in like a really bad bind? Let's say your car breaks down or whatever, and you got that like one family member, or you got that one friend that bail you out, right? You're like, hey man, I need to borrow like $1,200, like something happened, and they bail you out. At some point you got to sit back and think. You're like, man, good thing I got this person in my life, because if I didn't, what the hell was I going to do, man? I probably would have lost my house, or I got my car repoed. I would have got my water cut off. My power would have got cut off. Whatever it is, it wouldn't have been good if you didn't have that person there to bail you out. And so with the market the way it is, there's not a lot of money going out. Everybody's down. You know what?
Yeah.
And Alameda Research probably lent Voyager money because maybe they're buttoned down. They are publicly traded. They do have a massive, massive user base. They're an international player. Like, Alameda Research probably vetted it from top to bottom, or not probably, they did. And they were probably like, okay, they're good for credit. They're good to borrow money, and we feel comfortable letting them borrow money. But how many exchanges do you think are in the same position that don't have somebody they can borrow money from, and that are going to get their house repossessed, their car, or their house foreclosed on, their car repossessed? They're not going to be able to pay the power bill. And what happens when those people don't pay the bills? And so that's why we're coming back. Can't say circle back, but we're coming back to this idea that, bro, custody your own coins, because you never know. I mean, here's the thing, man. Honestly, what would happen if they didn't give them the money? And I know people.
And here's the fucked up part.
Mike uses Voyager.
I use Voyager. James uses Voyager.
James uses Voyager.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Voyager that sucks is I have about 300 million BitTorrent tokens on there, and I'm not selling because it's at a loss. But transfers are not supported. So what am I supposed to do? I can't transfer BTT off of Voyager. I'd have to sell it.
Why the hell you got BitTorrent?
I bought that a long time ago. Long time ago. Anyways, don't worry about what I got. I've had that a while. It's in the super red. Did you press the button?
You got like a bunch of weed stocks too?
So my portfolio consists
got
of Doge, Ship, Loki,
LimeWire.
Doge Mars. No, seriously though. Like where our friend
BitTorrent.
Stephen 3 Sports Curry said, custody your own coins. Me personally, I have Arculus, Trezor, and Ledger.
And a bunch of BSV too, you know.
And I use my Trezor mostly. If you're not, Robin thinks when I do that, he thinks I'm like getting butthurt, but I'm really not. I think it's kind of funny actually. But
Yeah,
anyways,
my wife is what I call it. She's like, David can't take a joke. He's like, you say a joke, you just say,
what am I supposed to do? I mean, I laugh. I still laugh. Anyways, it takes a lot to get under my skin. There's only a certain amount of people that get under my skin. Robin. But I use a Trezor. It's very simple. You just have to be careful. Be careful when you're sending. Double check addresses. Make sure you're sending it to the right chain. And there's tons of videos out there. And maybe Rob and I will do one. Maybe it's time we maybe spend 10 minutes, walk people through how to custody their own coins. Maybe our community would appreciate that. But if you can't find content and we don't end up doing a video, our email is in the thing. Reach out. If we have time, we'll be more than happy. I'm speaking for myself, and I know Robin would do the same. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. And so, yeah. Especially if you're a member. If you're a member, hodler, or a whale, we will definitely prioritize you. And that's not to say anything about everyone else, but you know.
hey man, we don't got no sponsorships. We don't do no ads.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate the cash over to come this way. So
Yeah.
we're gonna come fully back around and take care of y'all. You know.
Yes, we're both very generous people, just so you know. All right. Anyways, let's move on. We have one or two more articles to talk about. Marathon Digital, which is one of
We
the.
still got our NFT segment.
I don't have any NFT.
Your
articles.
boy does. You already gave us a sneak preview over the weekend. But
All right, this is the last one, and then you can take over. So Marathon, one of the largest Bitcoin mining companies, they keep on mining despite the Bitcoin price slump, despite data showing that Bitcoin price may have fallen to the point of being unprofitable for the average miner. Marathon Digital Holdings says it will continue working to accumulate the leading crypto asset. They said they are fairly well insulated and well positioned to weather the current downturn due to the low cost of operations and fixed pricing for power. How do they get that? I want fixed pricing for power. For reference, in Q1 of this year, this is a quote, by the way, from Charlie Shoemaker, who is the VP of Corporate Communications at Marathon. He said, quote, for reference, in Q1 of 2022, our cost to produce a Bitcoin was approximately $6,200. We also have fixed pricing for power, so we are not subject to changes in the energy markets. He goes on to say, granted that Bitcoin is worth less in terms of dollars at the time it is mined, but if you believe in Bitcoin's ability to appreciate in the long run, earning more Bitcoin is never a bad thing. Amen, Mr. Schumacher from Marathon Digital. We actually spoke to him at Bitcoin Miami. And I believe, did that make our video, Robin? The day 2 video?
it did not, man.
No,
you
you
know,
sure?
Yeah,
It was blocked. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyways, maybe we'll post that video or something. Either.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that earlier today, and I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. So.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, this is one of the largest Bitcoin mining companies, and they don't care. And you got to remember, I think that. Oh, hold on, let me make this point. You find it. I think it's actually a good thing. It's a good thing that power and gas is high, because what do you have to do? I'm a believer when you're backed into a corner, you're at your best. You have no choice but to find your way out of it. It's either find your way out or die. And that is what's happening. It's going to happen to these mining companies. They're going to say, well, regular mining, what we've been doing, or the power we're using, oil we're using for power, blah, 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 it's getting too expensive. Well, what are some other options? Flare gas, more renewable. Maybe we should install solar. I mean, it'll help the space evolve faster, and it'll take Bitcoin mining from this whole narrative of it's bad for the economy, or it's bad for the climate, it's bad for the atmosphere, and it'll move it more towards, it's actually good for the economy and the climate. Robin, what do you got?
No, I agree, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to show a video.
Oh, no, I ain't got no
Okay.
video. Oh, for the video? You know what?
We can show it tomorrow. Okay. We'll show it tomorrow. All right. I am done. There's a couple more articles, but we'll go over them tomorrow.
What's up, crypto fan? Oh, yeah. Here, this is here, I'll give a little. So this was this Big Rob here. It's a little loud. You adjusting it there? In Miami, Bitcoin 2022, we found another Vegas company out here, not just ourselves, but also Marathon. If you have been watching our channel, you know that we're big fans of Marathon here, one of the biggest publicly traded mining companies out there. I have Charlie here, VP of Corporate Communications, and to tell you a little bit more about Marathon, I'll pass it over to Charlie. What is your thoughts, first of all, in Miami and this Bitcoin conference? It's off to a tremendous start.
It's fantastic. Is a really short answer. This is my first time actually at one of the Bitcoin conferences of this scale. I didn't come to Bitcoin 2021 last year, but we made the decision to be a big sponsor here this year, and it's been fantastic. It's a really fun vibe and buzz. I mean, we're right on South Beach, Miami, right, which is a great place to be. And then it's really nice to you're bumping into everybody basically in the Bitcoin industry. So it's been pretty fantastic so far.
Awesome. All right, so what's the hash rate looking like right now? Are we gonna bump this thing up or what? Because I heard you guys gonna order a bunch of ASICs or get a bunch of hash rate back into your network. What's on the horizon for Marathon?
Yeah, that's the question everyone likes to ask me, right? Fortunately, we do have some updates. We just put one out about a day and a half ago.
I'm just gonna go.
That is such a Robin question. What's the hash rate looking like?
Hey,
I would have been like, just go to the hash rate chart. You can see for yourself.
All right. And then let's kick off our NFT segment. So today we're a little short on material, but we're going to start bringing you NFT-focused content, at least a little bit a day. And because we know our community loves NFTs.
I don't know if I can do it anymore because NFTs are the Antichrist.
Oh.
According to those protesters, so.
Don't be anti-MetaMask.
I kid. I joke. Jokes.
All right. So, yeah, let's roll the new NFT intro.
3 of those NFTs are mine.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of my NFTs, I purchased my first NFT over the weekend. I did.
Round of applause, please. Round of applause.
I did show this on.
Robin is not
Twitter.
a virgin anymore. We popped his NFT cherry. Boo, boo, boo.
So I actually own an NFT now, my first NFT. So if for those of you who've watched my live streams, or if you're a member and you've seen my personal video, me running around my house, just following me throughout my normal day, you'll know that I have a bird named Larry. And so, in homage to my good friend Larry, I got this NFT here. So pull it up. So this is a Crypto Ninja partner. And so you have Crypto Ninjas, and that's a very popular NFT as well. And then this is their second foray. This is their next rollout. So the partners, so instead of being ninjas, they're animals. They're kind of quote unquote partners.
Ninja animals.
Yeah, ninja animals. So in keeping with the theme, most of them are kind of ninja kind of thing going on here. Anyways,
are you going to show that edited picture? Because before you show it, I got to set it up.
Yeah.
All right. So this dude calls me. Hey, bro, I brought my first NFT. I was like, oh, dope. What'd you buy? Did you buy a Subduck, a Cybercon? I bought Larry. I'm like, you bought what? Here, look, this is Larry. I'm like, that looks nothing like Larry. What are you talking about? He goes, I'll get back to you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So then I send David a picture of Larry, and I'm like, take a look at my bird Larry right here, and I'm like, you telling me this doesn't look like him? And then what was your answer, David?
I said, are you high?
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I'm telling you, these two, they look one and the same. And then I was like, well, so then I told David, I was like, well, how about now?
Such an idiot. That's when I realized Robin has way too much time on his hands, and he's not as busy as he says he is. could have returned that text message in under 30 minutes. But
So yeah, I mean, as you can see here, I got your boy looking sweet.
oh man, the bird NFT is pretty cool. Larry is whatever.
So
I'm not a Larry fan.
not a Larry
It
fan.
was annoying to me.
So
bit me,
anyways, yeah. So just taking a look at this project, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna do research when it comes into NFTs, but for me, I was just like, you know what? I saw my boy there. It wasn't about the fundamentals and what's the vision. I was just like, you know what? That's a badass NFT, and that's my boy. So I just scooped it up. I picked it up at a 0.5 Ethereum. So seems to be holding up its value. If not, I made a little bit of value there.
But you ain't selling Larry, are you?
No, I ain't selling Larry, man. I'm not trying to turn a profit on this one. So there you go.
All right, that'll do it for our short NFT segment. Let's move on to our last segment of our show, the market analysis. All right. So first thing I want to look at is what are the happenings around the crypto world coming up. So we have the coin market calendar pulled up. And let me make this a little bigger here. So these are just filtered in for the top 300 coins. AMP is getting listed on CoinStore. If you're not familiar with AMP, they are go away. They are part of the Flexa network. They have access to over 45,000 merchant stores in Canada and the US. And they are part of that network. So pretty big for them. Then you have NFT NYC going on right now from the 20th to the 23rd. You have Cosmos being listed on BKEX and the big one. The big. If I keep scrolling, where are you, Cardano? Bam. June 29th, Vassal hard fork for Cardano. This will bring in the era of Hydra, which will allow each stake pool operator to run a node, bringing the total transactions per second to 3 million. Now, there are rumors that this is going to get pushed back, probably, knowing the way Cardano works. And then if I scroll back up a little bit here, there was an AMA with, right here, Nexo. Nexo's doing a live AMA. If you're not familiar with Nexo, very similar to Celsius as far as their platform, what they do. So if you have any money in Nexo or you want to know more about them, they're having a live AMA tomorrow at 6 p.m. BST. What's BST? Beluga Standard Time.
Beluga Standard Time. Yes.
Anyways,
yes.
move on to some on-chain metrics, on-chain analytics. Rocco, will you take my face away? This is the Bitcoin percent supplied that is in profit. And I want to show you guys when we dip to this green shaded area and we get to about under, I believe it was under 40%, usually has been a decent indicator of a bottom because you got to think at some point, people are going to stop selling. When majority of it's in profit, you got 94% in profit. People sell, they take profit, and the opposite is true when less is in profit. So right now, if I zoom in, let me make sure I zoomed in correctly. No, I did not zoom in correctly. If I zoom in from this last dip we had into this green shaded area until now, you can see where we are. Haven't hit the green quite yet. And the threshold for the green is, I want to say, under 48%. So last time we were down in this area, we were sitting at 43.9% on the supply in profit. And we shot up from a price of $5,400. And we shot all the way up to our all-time highs. And here we are again. We're right at the cusp, at the precipice of being under 50%. So this is something I'm looking for because, again, eventually people are going to stop capitulating. They're just going to say, screw it. I've already lost so much. Everything's in loss. I'm just going to hold it. So once that happens, then we start rebounding back up. Now, Bitcoin hash ribbon. This measures minor capitulation. Okay, so Robin kind of went over a chart with you guys on Saturday that had this plus the Puel multiple plus this plus that. I'm going to go over this and the Puel multiple separately, make it easier to look. So you have 3 lines. The solid black line is going to be your price of Bitcoin. You have a blue line and a teal line. The blue line is a 60-day moving average. The green is a 30-day moving average. Now, the hash ribbon indicates that the worst part of the minor capitulation is over when the 30-day moving average of the hash rate crosses above the 60-day moving average. And if I zoom in here, just to kind of give you guys an example, when we transition, again, these red columns here are miners capitulating, right? We go from light red to dark red. When we come out of dark red, that is typically when we see, and I don't really have zoom functions here because on Glassnode, maybe I do. No, I don't. But when we come out of this dark red, that's typically when the capitulation is over and we start to see an uptrend. Plus, again, I know it's hard to see right now, but when the 30-day flips above the 60-day moving average on the hash rate, that is assets. I think that needs to happen. And the question is, what will it drive the price down to when the miners finally capitulate and say, we have to sell our Bitcoin? By the way, kind of piggybacking off this chart shows you the largest holders of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy at 129,000. And then looking at some of the miners, right? You have Core Scientific. They got 8,500 Bitcoin. Marathon has about 8,100 Bitcoin. Riot has 6,500. And Riot, Hut Mining, Marathon, essentially everyone except Core Scientific seems like they're in the green still with their Bitcoin. So that's a pretty positive metric in my opinion. Robin, what are your thoughts? You think you agree that we haven't seen the miners fully capitulate, or do you think this weekend?
if the price stays under profitability for most of their mining units, then the answer is yes. So
I don't think they're done. All right, and then I'll go over the Pro multiple tomorrow because we're running a little long on time. But I want to go over a couple charts. First one I want to go over is Bitcoin chart. So here I have this is the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. I've drawn a parallel channel here, and the top of the channel here is about 22,800, with the bottom of the channel being that $17,800 mark that we kind of wick down to. I see us channeling between these price levels for the foreseeable future. And when I say that, I mean anywhere between 2 to 3 months. Now, I did draw a trend line in the green here. I believe we'll break above it. We'll test this upper band right here, this channel 22.8, and we'll come back down. Now, will this be more support or resistance? That remains to be seen. And then lastly, before we sign off, Tron. Now, we know the whole thing with Tron, the depegging of the USDD. That's been depegged for almost a week now. And it keeps going down, sitting at 94 cents. Now, what I want to show you guys on Tron is I want to throw the Bollinger Bands on. And this is about as tight as it gets, guys. This is pretty tight on the Bollinger Band. And we know when we see a constriction of Bollinger Bands like this, we do see a large move to the upside. If I can show you another example, it would be right here. And the move we saw after it broke out of this band was a move of minus 24%. Now, will it go up? Will it go down? Indicators are saying it's probably going to go up, but with the whole USDD depegging, with the way it is set up exactly like UST and Luna was, that when USDD is depegged, USDD gets burned and TRX, which is Tron's token, gets minted. Will we see hyperinflation in Tron? I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like Justin Sun or the Tron DAO are doing anything to try to restore the peg. So if you have money in Tron, be prepared for some volatility.
The USDD is at 95 cents.
95 cents. So they haven't, they say they're doing this and doing that, but I haven't seen them do anything. So if you got money in Tron.
It hit 94 cents last night.
I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, if you got money in Tron, expect a lot of volatility over the next few days. And the longer this band stays constricted, the bigger the move is going to be. So that's all I got, guys.
Breaking down to the downside, bro.
That's what I figured. But if you look at something like the Arun filter, this looks like it's about to break up. But it can go there.
Guys, in less than 2 hours, I will be on Around the Blockchain once again. So if you want to get more of your boy, Big Rob, if you didn't get enough, if you want
to see Robin go 5 in a row. Wait, what?
Dude,
Are you
I
not
don't
4 in a
lose,
row?
bro.
3 in a row?
More.
I don't lose.
It's 6
No,
or
he
7.
lost 1 when Ben was on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
We-
no,
and no
right.
Ben today. Ben's in some baseball tournament or something.
Is he?
But you did win, even though he was there that one time. Remember?
Yeah, I won the last
He
time.
won
he
it
was on
last
there.
Friday.
My boy Robin.
Yeah.
He ain't scared. No.
So, anyways, come support your boy. And
Make sure you guys, when Robin's talking and he makes a good point, make sure you put +1 Sin City in there. That's how they give points out.
hey, man, and if you don't agree with me, go ahead and put a -1 in there.
No,
You know,
don't do
it'll motivate me.
Don't do that.
If I see one of y'all drop a -1, it's gonna motivate me to talk crap about y'all tomorrow on the stream. How about that?
I want to see Robin get into it with one of the other panel people.
I have a feeling
what are we
man,
gonna see
today
this
might be the day. You never know.
Today might be the day.
Because they all think I'm on sunshines and rainbows and like they think
The bull
they
market's
don't know that I get amped when somebody disagrees with me, and I'm just like,
Yes, I learned that the hard way. Don't tell Robin you're wrong when he's giving his opinion. All right, roll the outro music. All right, friends and family, thank you guys so much for starting your week off with us here at Sin City Crypto. We love you guys. We are growing. The markets are tough right now, but guess what? We're tougher as a group, as a community. We will continue to grow. On behalf of myself, Robbie, and Rocco, we will see you at 2 p.m. Pacific time for Around the Blockchain. Until then, and until tomorrow, peace.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. You say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bags. Said she ready for the next step, whoa, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she want no boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food. Gotta pay 1K for GA at my shows too. Keep a 1K with my fans even at my lows. Ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the things I showed you. Tell your man how I used to hold you, but I won't hold you. Your new man is lame and all I spoke is true. Life won't smoke for you. That sadness comes with coping too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong with yourself, nobody else holding you, but I ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that thing early, got you sleep like curve for you. All these lame ass bitches I curve for you. All these packs and pearls I burn with you. It's up now, baby, it's stuck. They can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tucked. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more bullshit conversations. Cause I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off.